Michael Buffer. Now, Michael, I'm going to cut to the chase. Mayweather-McGregor. It is a money fight, but can it conceivably, no pun intended, but can it really become an actual fight? Can we see McGregor become competitive against a guy who's 49-0 against a guy who's 0-0 in boxing?
I guess normally something like this you would say a puncher's chance,
right?
But we're talking about a guy that's never punched anybody with a 10-ounce boxing glove, in a ring without wearing headgear and all that. So Conor McGregor is a really super athlete. There's no doubt about that. So I mean, and he's a fighter, maybe he's a boxer, but he's definitely a fighter. So just, and listen, there's a portion of the public that really wanted this fight to happen. Not really too many people in boxing cared, but there's that hardcore fan base of UFC and MMA fans that are really going to turn out, and then Mayweather in the picture brings in the crossover fans. So it'll be a pay-per-view event.
Do you see any advantages for McGregor? I mean, the fight's going to be 154 pounds. We know Floyd likes to fight at 147. As you mentioned, 10-ounce gloves. McGregor's not used to boxing in boxing shoes. He's not used to fighting with bigger gloves. What advantages does he have? He is the bigger guy. That's about it.
Probably the first advantage he got is the weight that you just mentioned.
Exactly.
That might, but I don't think when you're talking about the skill level, wouldn't make any difference if he weighed 200 pounds. I mean, real skill is real skill. I've seen guys in the street that have like bona fide boxing skill, and in a fair fight just make a fool out of a guy twice their size. So anything can happen if a guy can really punch. But landing a knockout punch with no boxing experience and 10-ounce gloves could be difficult.
Is it a moral victory for MMA fans, for UFC fans, if McGregor goes to full 12 rounds? Should Mayweather stop him and knock him out for us boxing fans?
If it goes 12 rounds, it's just interesting. It'll be hard to say if it goes 12 rounds. MMA fighters fight for 5 minutes. They have great, unbelievable, ridiculous cardio and stamina and strength, and their endurance factor and their ability to take pain is really hard to measure. It's just amazing. So that's going to be in his favor. Let's just hope he doesn't forget where he is and throw a kick.
Everybody's been talking about that.
Do you think, ever since this fight has been announced, do you find it almost an insult to boxing? Since you've been in this field for a very long time, do you find it can hurt or help boxing?
I read that somebody will say that purists, like writers, will just say, well, to me, Mayweather is still 49-0. This isn't even really a fight. It shouldn't go on his record. That's just silly. It's a fight. It's been signed as a fight. There are famous fighters in the Boxing Hall of Fame that used to go in the 1920s and 30s and barnstorm through the Midwest and fight the local guy under rules, and it went in the record books. I'm trying to think the guy that lost to Jeffries for the the one they made the movie about. Anyway, you look at his record, and here he's got a fight like every 5 days, and they're all in Indiana and Illinois and all that. And he was a former heavyweight champion, and he would barnstorm, and they would just have a local commission approve the fight, and he would fight the biggest farm boy, and it got in his record book. He's in the Hall of Fame. So there's all kinds of crazy things can happen, but it's a fight that, like I say, a portion of the public demanded to see. Good public relations will convert it into an international and national fight, and it'll generate money. The sad part would be for boxing purists is that there are only so many dollars for many average fans to spend. And this fight will be 3 weeks before a super fight, a legitimate, bona fide, drop dead, everybody's been waiting years to see fight between Triple G and Canelo. and so it's going to hurt from them from a publicity standpoint. And then if the Mayweather fight is terrible, people are going to say, "Oh, hey, I hate boxing. I'm never going to watch it again," and then they won't watch a really good fight. So, there's all different ways of looking at it, but it's,